And ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Averett University's Grant Center, the East Stewart Grant Center at Averett University's North Campus, where we are just over 14 minutes away from kicking off tonight's USA South Conference matchup, men's basketball matchup between the Battling Bishops of N.C. Wesleyan College and your Averett University Cougars. I'm Davin Wilson, and I will be here tonight on the call bringing you all the three-pointers, the dunks, the blocks, all the wonderful things that make basketball basketball. And speaking of wonderful things, we are going to have a great contest here tonight as these two teams are very rich in history. They know each other quite well. They've been facing each other for quite a long time in USA South Conference action. And we are going to see how things kick off here tonight. And like we said, 13 minutes and 26 seconds away from the start of tonight's game. In last season's matchups, the Cougars took the first game 76-72, and then the Bishops won the second competition by a score of 71-59. The Cougars are coming off a heartbreaking double overtime loss to Ferrum College, 196 on December 13th. So just about a week ago, actually pretty darn close to it, a week ago, they opened up USA South Conference play against the Panthers. Always a good game with those two teams. Another USA South Conference rivalry, as Ferrum College has been in the USA South, the Dixie Conference, what it formerly was called, for quite a while with Averett. And so we're going to take a look here, and the Bishops interplay after a win on December 16th against Greensboro College, 91-75. And NC Wesleyan comes into this game with a 4-4 overall record. They are 2-0 in the USA South, looking to complete the trifecta here tonight and get off to a quick 3-0 start in USA South Conference play. Meanwhile, the Cougars come in at 5-3, 0-1 in the USA South. The Cougars, though, still, despite that one loss, despite the loss to Ferrum, still doing very well for themselves right now. As we said, 5-3. That includes a win against then number 18, Guilford College, the weekend before Thanksgiving. And then they actually traveled down to Virginia Wesleyan for a contest against the Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan College and came out victorious. A big win for David Duino and his program. It was Duino's first win in 3 tries against his former alma mater. And speaking of former alma maters, head coach David Duino entering his 4th season here at Averett, also coached at NC Wesleyan. So a lot of history here. We have one of our assistant coaches, David Gerganis. He was also a player and, quite frankly, a thorn in Averett's side in his 4 years at NC Wesleyan. And so I can't say it enough. I know I've said it a whole bunch of times, but we are really going to be in for a treat of a game tonight. Averett comes into this meeting 34-53 all-time against NC Wesleyan. As I mentioned earlier, the two teams split their meetings last season, with each team winning on its home floor. And we've got a all-time record watch out tonight. Averett University senior guard James Contreras, who became the 13th member of the program's 1,000-point club earlier this season, surpassed former teammate Trevor West for 12th place after scoring a monster and career-high 40 points against Pfeiffer, and has tied Marcus Tucker for 11th with his 30-point effort at Ferrum last week. So right now, as we said, Contreras sits in 11th place. He needs 8 points here tonight to reach Damian Brown, which should be very doable for the guard. So we might have another milestone for James Contreras to celebrate here tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are familiar with this Averett team, and really if you're not familiar with this Averett team, if you're an NC Wesleyan Battling Bishop fan, you've still seen Contreras on the court quite a bit. And he is an incredible young man. And he and his brother both, and speaking of Contreras' brother, Vince put up a big 20 points against Pfeiffer, and he comes in to this contest today, tonight. Contreras comes in. He is averaging, where he has scored 59 points so far, averaging 7.4 a game. He has played in 119 minutes this year. He is 7 of 14 from the free throw line, so an effective shooter. And then also another big number here to point out for Contreras. He is actually has 30 defensive rebounds, good enough for third on the team, putting him behind Raymond Bullock the third, and also Darren Kettner. So those two are going to be big keys here tonight. Averett actually versus the ODAC this year, 5-0, including 4 road wins against Hampden-Sydney College, always a tough contest there. Guilford College, as I mentioned, they were nationally ranked at the time. The always hot shooting Eastern Mennonite University Royals, talking about a team that can shoot the 3 ball. They are definitely a team, the Royals, that can shoot the ball from the parking lot. And that is one thing that they often do, but Averett was able to prevail and pick up the win. And then, of course, I had mentioned the win against Virginia Wesleyan. And so that's going to be a quick rundown here, at least of the history and some fun facts here on the Robert Woodall pregame show. Meanwhile, now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, the stuff that you're here to listen to, that you're here to watch, that everybody cares about. The starting lineup, the starting 5 for both teams. First off, we're going to start off with NC Wesleyan. We've got number 1, Adrian Moore, who comes in a monstrous 15.8 points a game, good enough for the high in that on the team in points per game average. He also comes in averaging 3.6 rebounds and 4 assists per game. He will be backed up by number 22, A.J. Fry. The forward comes in 15 1/5 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 1.8 assists per game. Meanwhile, Chris Braswell, the guard, comes in averaging 7 points per game, 2.9 rebounds, and 2.6 assists per game. Then you have Justin Tanklewitz, the guard. He is averaging 11.8 points per game, 1.5 rebounds, and also 1.4 assists. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Battling Bishops is Robert Wilson, the forward. He is averaging 9.8 points per game, 6.1 rebounds, and 1.3 assists per game. Excuse me. And now we're going to take a look here at the starting 5 for the Cougars. We've got number 2, James Contreras Jr., comes in averaging a eye-popping 22.8 points per game. Also averaging 4.5 rebounds per game, 2.4 assists. He will be backed up by number 3, Montre Cash. The guard comes into this game averaging 9.3 points per game, 3.6 rebounds, 1.6 assists per game. He will be backed up by number 11, Jalen Burnett. Comes in averaging 6.4 points per game, 3.6 rebounds, 1.9 assists. Then we've got Darren Kettner, the forward, leading the Cougars front court, 10.5 points per game, 4.9 rebounds, 0.6 assists per game. And then Raymond Bullock comes in 5.8 points per game, 5.0 rebounds per game, and 0.3 assists per game. So looking here at one thing, this is my first game that I've actually broadcasted for Averett, the men's basketball team this year. And one thing that I'm looking at right here is that Averett, with a few more forward positions than what it is normally used to running, usually Averett focuses more on the 3 guard, 1 forward, 1 center rotation, starting lineup or formation, whatever you want to call it. But tonight they will be running with the 3-2 with James Contreras, Montre Cash, Jalen Burnett at the guard position, and then Darren Kettner and Raymond Bullock rounding out the forward positions. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here on the Robert Woodall postgame show. I'm going to go get a drink of water real quick, stretch my legs, and when I come back here in about 5 minutes, I will have all the action for you here on the Averett Sports Network. Keep it locked. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Eastover Grant Center at Averett University's North Campus, as we are now just under a minute and a half away from the start of tonight's game. Going to look here at the personnel for each of these two teams. Head coach David Duino comes into his fourth season with the Cougars, and it has been a heck of a run for him so far, as he has won 2 of 3 USA South regular season conference championships, and has also led his team to a pair of semifinal appearances in the USA South Conference tournament. He is assisted by David Gerganis and DJ Woodmore. And a fun fact, we were talking earlier about head coach David Duino not only being at NC Wesleyan, but he was also at Virginia Wesleyan as well. And DJ Woodmore actually came over to Averett from the Marlins. So fun fact there. And we're going to take a look here at NC Wesleyan's personnel. And John Thompson coming in 23rd season as head coach of the Battling Bishops. And that is a big mark in any division. When you can stay at one school for 23 years, you know you are doing something right. And Thompson has the track record to prove that he knows what he's doing, as he does a very good job of guiding this NC Wesleyan team. So we're going to see two very well-coached teams here in tonight's game, which should be a great one. We're also going to have quite a few pauses, as per USA South Conference rules, you have to have 9 media timeouts altogether. So that's going to be interesting. So we're going to take a break here for the playing of the national anthem here on the Averett Sports Network. All right, and now with the national anthem out of the way, we're going to take a look here at the starting lineups for each of these two teams as they are resetting the clock, getting ready for the first 20 minutes of action here. You've got number 2, James Contreras for the Cougars, the guard. Number 3, Montre Cash. He's backed up by guard number 11, Jalen Burnett. He's backed up by senior forward number 13, Darren Kettner. And number 40, Raymond Bullock, the forward, will round things out here. Meanwhile, for the Battling Bishops, we've got Adrian Moore, we've got A.J. Fry, Chris Broswell, Justin Tinklewitz, and Robert Wilson coming in for the Battling Bishops. We hear the Imperial theme from Star Wars being played. That's how you know the opposing team's starting lineups are being read, whether you are inside the Grant Center or down at the football field, Daly Field at Frank R. Campbell Stadium, or really any of our athletic facilities here. And now as we mentioned, we're going to come in and take a look here at the starting lineup for the Cougars. As we mentioned, James Contreras is coming off a 30-point performance against Ferrum and has averaged 35 points over the last 2 games, as he turned in a 40-point performance at Pfeiffer Unfortunately, that ended in a 123-107 loss to Pfeiffer back earlier on the 9th of December. Meanwhile, Montre Cash scored 15 points and added 5 rebounds in the game against Ferrum. He was named the USA South Conference Rookie of the Week on November 27th. Then you've got Jalen Burnett coming in averaging, or he scored 15, season high 15 in Lynchburg. Also had 4 against Ferrum. Darren Kettner, 10 points and 6 rebounds versus Ferrum. And then had a double-double with 15 points and 15 rebounds against Lynchburg. And then Raymond Bullock III, big moment for this kid right here. He recorded his first collegiate double-double with career highs of 11 points and 10 rebounds versus Ferrum. And the action is underway as it is Averett right now with the ball. Averett wearing the white jerseys. Starting off moving to the left of your screen. Meanwhile, NC Wesleyan wearing their royal and white, moving to the right of your screen. So Averett unable to find the basket on his first possession of the game. And there's a strip by number 12, Timothy Henry. Adrian Moore was driving in, and that is going to be Montre Cash driving into the teeth of the Battling Bishops defense. And he will get the first 2 points of the game with a nice layup. Nice job of ball control and keeping his pace and driving in there and getting the big bucket. And that's going to be a foul whistled against the Cougars. It's going to be whistled against number 12, Timothy Henry. That is his first personal, first team foul. So it's going to be Moore on the inbound. He's going to kick it out to number 30, Tanklewitz. And Moore's shot, no good. Henry tried to come down with the rebound, unable to retain possession of the ball, and it goes out for a Battling Bishops inbound. Moore once again, he's going to kick it out to Tanklewitz. Tanklewitz thought about a 3, changes his mind. Inside pass down to Moore, and Moore good on his layup. But the referees ruled that he stepped out of bounds, and that's going to be Averett ball, and the score will remain 2-0. So right now we got Cash with it, and he tries to find Kettner. Nice move by Moore. Getting down low, trying to come in there and get the strip. Kettner facing a double team right now. He's going to get it out to Contreras. Contreras, James pulls up the jumper, nothing but the cord. And Averett out to a quick 4-0 lead. It's going to be number 23, Chris Braswell with the ball for the Battling Bishops. He's going to kick it out to number 35, Wilson. Wilson a little bounce pass over to number 22, Fry. Fry no good. It's going to be Henry with the rebound. Burnett over to number 12, Henry. Henry driving in, right-handed shot, no good. Burnett there to corral it. Right-handed jump shot there from Burnett, no good. Kettner with the rebound. Kettner no good. And A.J. Fry with the rebound. So a nice pass there over the shoulder. And there's the trade attempt, no good. Burnett, that was number 23, Chris Braswell. So Jalen Burnett now. Jalen Burnett with some shifty footwork. Nothing happening though. He's going to get it back to Montre Cash. Cash looks over Duino. I think Duino wants a set play here. So Cash gets it over to Henry. Henry just palming the ball right now with those big hands over to Cash. Cash trying to drive in, kicks it out to Kettner on the left wing. Kettner off the front rim. Nice rebound. Wesleyan in transition, and Robert Wilson, no good. Kettner with the rebound. Quick restart down to Burnett. So Burnett trying to drive in now. Nice pick there by Henry, and that's going to lead to Jalen Burnett's jump shot and a 6-0 Averett lead. And so that's going to be number 23, Broswell, trying to drive in. He will get charged with a charge on the play. And that's Averett ball. That is the first team foul for the Battling Bishops. So number 14, Josh Covington, coming in for the Battling Bishops. Meanwhile, Austin DeLucia and Vince Contreras both in the game. So right now, take a look at your screen when it gets down here to the left. You've got James Contreras in the left wing, moving out to the goal. Vince, his brother, on the right. That ball is going to be kicked in, inside pass to Bullock, no good. Bullock getting his own shot. Bullock puts it back up, and it is now 8-0. And Averett right now off to a hot start. Let's see if they can keep this up. This Averett defense right now just keeping their hands in the faces of the Battling Bishops. Fry out to number 23, Broswell. Broswell with the tray from the left wing, no good. Montre Cash with the ball. Montre Cash driving. And there is going to be a foul whistled. I believe it is on Chris Braswell, excuse me. That is his second personal, second team. Ian Best into the game now for the Cougars. He will get the inbound. Ian Best, a sophomore last year, really came in, put up some big numbers, and Contreras with the three ball. No good. Vince battling down a nice pass. And good awareness there. He saw Fry right there in front, and Fry provides a very big target at 6'6", 260 pounds. And the ball goes off of him, and Averett will retain possession. Meanwhile, got number 45, Malik Judd, coming into the game for the Battling Bishops. Best once again on the inbound. And I'm not sure what the stoppage is here for. I wanted a reset on the shot clock. They will get it. So Best out to Contreras. Contreras over to his brother, James. James back to his brother, Vince. Vince, a nice little turn move. He's going to drive in. Tries to work the inside pass into Bullock. And they're going to say it bounced off of Bullock's foot. It's a little bit of a confusing call as it looked like it went off a Battling Bishops player, the little inside bounce pass, trying to get Bullock, who was in the lane. So TJ McAllister coming into the game for the Cougars. McAllister, the 6-foot junior guard out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, not too far from Rocky Mount at all. Did McAllister grow up? So that's going to be number 14, Josh Covington. Covington gets it over to Wilson. So that's going to be more over to Covington. Covington trying to look in here. Not seeing anything as Averett right now. And there's the Battling Bishops' first points of the game. Robert Wilson with the two-pointer. And he did it in some heavy traffic. That almost looked like 5 o'clock traffic on the LAX right there. But nice play to get through there and hit the basket and give the Battling Bishops their first point of the game. McAllister thought about the three. Good defense there from Wilson. DeLucia will have the three, though. No good. Wilson pulling down the rebound. And it's going to be Adrian Moore. Moore gets it over to number 35, Wilson. Wilson over to Moore. Moore on the far side of the court. There's a long shot. And that is going to be number 30, Takelwitz. And his shot off the rim, over the board. And we're going to take a quick timeout here at the Grand Center. Averett in front, 8-3. Keep it locked right here. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back here to the East Grant Center, Averett University's North Campus. Averett off to a quick 8-3 lead. Started off on an 8-0 run, but NC Wesleyan able to come back and get 3 unanswered points, make it an 8-3 contest. So right now, we do have a report for you. James Contreras and McAllister, a shot, just a little errant, so nothing good. So James Contreras right now with 2 points in this contest. He is now in sole possession of 11th place on Averett's all-time scoring list. He now just needs 6 to tie Damian Brown. And there's a point by Wilson. So Wilson right now with 4 of the Battling Bishops 5 points. Contreras right now out to McAllister. McAllister back to Vince. Vince with the ball. A nice chest pass over there to number 10, Best. That shot no good, and there will be a foul whistled on the play. So as we mentioned, Contreras entered this game, James Contreras that is, entered this game with 1,088 points, career points. His jump shot earlier in the half gave him sole possession of 11th place, and he now just needs 6 more to tie Damian Brown. So that's going to be number 14 for the Battling Bishops, working it down into Judd. So Covington to Judd. Judd trying to get the inside ball going. And Mariba Diaby whistled for the foul for the Cougars. Diaby inserted into the game after the timeout, or actually during the timeout. Wesleyan at the line for a pair of shots, and it's number 45, Judd. He will sink his first one. So 6-0 run right now for the Battling Bishops, make it 7 as Judd hits both of his shots. And so what was a hot 8-0 start for the Cougars has now backpedaled for a 7-0 run for the Battling Bishops as they have cut the deficit to 1. So DeLucia over to McAllister. McAllister over to Best. Best working it into Vince Contreras. Vince Contreras doing a good job driving in, kicking it back out to DeLucia. DeLucia with the long ball, no good. Ball is rebounded by the Battling Bishops. Nice inside pass. That was Judd going up for the layup, but DeLucia there in his face saying, I'm going to send that package back, and Contreras takes it down on the other end. And that will snap the 7 consecutive points by the Battling Bishops to make this a 10-7 game. Tanklowitz driving in, no good. Diaby, as Judd going up against Diaby, not much of a contest. And DeLucia doing what he does best, 3 ball, no good. Best, a nice bounce pass into McAllister. And that is a foul whistled on the Battling Bishops. I believe it's going to be number 45, Judd. That is his first, team third. So TJ McAllister steps up to the line for the Cougars. First shot clanks off the back of the iron, no good. So we're going to have Kettner and Contreras back into the game. Meanwhile, we're going to have number 15 entering in, Damon McDowell out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 6'4", 170 pounds. So here's the second shot from McAllister. It falls, and it is now 11-7. So Jalen Burnett coming in for number 5, McAllister. And so number 15, McDowell on the inbound. He gets it in to Covington. Covington having to deal with Montre Cash right now. Having some problems as Cash doing a good job staying close. So he's going to get that one over to McDowell. McDowell kicks back to Moore. Moore back to McDowell. McDowell's pass tipped by James Contreras. Shot clock running down. 8 seconds now. Moore driving in. He's going to change his mind. Dish it out. A nice bounce pass over to Wilson, who gets it as the Battling Bishops were running out of time. 11-9. 12 and a half minutes remaining here in the first period. Jalen Burnett gets it over to Cash. Cash a little over the shoulder pass to Contreras. Contreras back to Cash. Cash back to Contreras. Contreras back to Cash. Cash out to Burnett. Burnett a little faked, acting like he was going to pass to Vince. And we're going to have a travel whistled on the play. So the Averett turnover will give the Battling Bishops the ball back. 12 minutes, 13 seconds here to play. Averett in front 11-9. So number 14, Covington, showing some fancy handwork there as he went behind the back with the dribble, trying to keep it away from the Averett defense. So McDowell to Moore. Moore's going to post up from a three from the parking lot. No good. Cash with the rebound. Over to Contreras. James, that is. James with the spin move, trying to work inside, but he will take a trip with the ball, and he will get whistled for a travel. And we are going to have a media timeout. We're going to take a quick break. Averett in front, 11-9. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. We are coming out of the media timeout. So NC Wesleyan dug itself into an 8-0 hole to start things out, but they have now come back and scored 9 out of the game's last 12 points to make it 11-9 contest. So Covington over to Fry. Fry back in the game, the big guy. He's going to kick that out to Judd. Judd over to Moore. Moore looking for somebody, but the Cougars defending well under the glass. Covington, shot clock running down. Over to Covington. Covington trying to make something happen. Drives in, teeth of the defense. And he gets the bucket and draws the foul. And that's going to knock the score up at 11-11. Montre Cash getting whistled for the foul. First personal foul, 14 foul for the Cougars. So Covington steps up to the line, the freshman guard out of Portsmouth, Virginia, and he converts the three-point play. And NC Wesleyan takes his first lead of the game at 12-11 here with 11:24 left in the first period. So it's going to be number 12, Timothy Henry, checking into the game. The sophomore forward, 6'3", 213 pounds out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Played at R.J. Reynolds High School. So Montre Cash now with the ball. He's going to get that out to Burnett. Burnett back to Cash. Cash high pass to Kettner. Kettner says no problem, gets up, takes it in. Kettner looking for somebody. He's going to get back to Cash. Cash working it into number 12, Henry. Henry back over to Kettner. Kettner gets it over to James. No good. Burnett cleans up the mess. He puts it up. No good. Henry coming down. And we have a stoppage in play. And we're going to have a foul on number 14, Josh Covington. That is his first personal, fourth team foul for the Battling Bishops. James Contreras kicks it out to Burnett. Burnett back to James Contreras. Contreras needing just 4 points. Kettner puts up a long ball, no good. Number 4, Ricardo Bullock. Love that name. Moore tries to get the pass over, a little too high. Henry there to swat it away. Burnett trying to drive right into the teeth. He does, no good. Covington doing a great job of out-muscling Kettner there for the board. Little bounce pass over to Adrian Moore, no good. And Averett's going to get whistled for the foul there. Montre Cash called for the foul, reached in there. Made contact, no good. That is Cash's second personal, 5th team foul. And Moore goes to the line First shot, no good. So we're going to have number 20, Jamal Ford, coming into the game for the Cougars, as Cash will take a seat for a little bit with 2 fouls already. Already halfway on his way to trouble there. So Adrian Moore now looking to hit the second shot, no good. Henry coming down with the rebound. And I tell you, with Henry and Kedner out on the floor, and then you throw in Mariba Diaby and Raymond Bullock, and Contreras puts up a jumper, no good, front glass. Covington down with the rebound. But when you put those three, when you have those three under the boards, it's very hard to get the glass against them. So Moore goes up, and Moore whistled for the travel. Moore not in love with that call one bit, but it will get whistled nonetheless. Referee not impressed with his pleas. And Jalen Burnett. Burnett gets that one over to Ford. Ford over to Burnett. Burnett to Kettner. Kettner trying to make something happen. Gets it back out to Burnett. Burnett to Kettner. Kettner. Ford thought about pulling up for a shot there. Had Covington in his face. Nice pump fake. Kettner another nice pump fake. Ford with a long ball. And 14-12. And that's going to put Averett back in front. Covington with the ball on the right wing. Little inside pass over to Fry. Fry back out to Covington. Covington hits the long ball. 15-4. 14. Now your score. Jalen Burnett setting things up. Wesleyan in the 2-3 right now. Trying to prevent Averett from getting those second looks under the boards. Averett not turning in its strongest shooting performance of the year thus far, as we have seen them shoot a lot better, especially from the floor, than what they have done thus far. But very early in the game, NC Wesleyan not doing much better on the other end, despite holding a 15-14 edge right now. Kettner with the long ball, and Kettner kills it, 17-15. So leave it to the Cougars to prove me wrong, as they have now locked down 2 back-to-back threes. Fry into Covington, and I believe that is going to be Vince Contreras. Whistled for the foul, went over the back there. It will be. So Contreras' first personal, team 6. Ricardo Bullock, and Bullock hits the first shot. Bullock coming in at 6'11", 195 pounds. And that shot falls through, and that's going to knot things up here at 17. So Bullock coming in doesn't necessarily have the weight that you like for a lot of your forwards and centers have, coming in at 195. Tall and lanky, but at 6'11", you don't have to be the size of middle linebacker. Ford puts up the 3. Look good in and out action there. And Wesleyan is going to maintain possession, as it's going to be Vince Contreras whistle for the foul. So some very questionable fouls called here early on going against both teams. So at least we can say they are being consistent, but we have seen some kind of questionable fouls whistled. And Malik Judd at the line, the 6'7" senior forward out of Jacksonville, North Carolina. And first shot in, just a little bit north of Rocky Mount, out there near the coast of North Carolina. Great country out there. And Judd's second shot clinks off the front rim. Forward with the easy rebound. I think NC Wesleyan was a lot more focused on getting back in transition than grabbing the rebound on that shot. James Contreras trying to drive in. He puts it in. No good. It's going to be number 42 or number 45, Judd, with the rebound. Judd takes it all the way down before having to concede it over to Fry. So that ball is going to go back over to McDowell, I believe it is. Ball kicked back out. McDowell, awkward looking 3, but he gets it to fall. 20-17. You don't have to have the smoothest form in the world as long as it goes in. So Vince Contreras, and Contreras is going to get hit with the travel. So could we see the momentum swinging a little bit more here towards NC Wesleyan? So we're going to see Austin DeLucia and Raymond Bullock back into the game. DeWino trying to go with a little bit bigger of a lineup as his Cougars are getting a little out-muscled right now under the boards on both ends. So Damon McDowell gets that one over to Fry. Fry is going to find Judd over. Judd gets it back to McDowell. McDowell looking for some help, but everybody's covered. So that's going to be number 5, Judd. Number 45, Judd, putting up the shot. And it's good, and just like that, NC Wesleyan is on a 6-0 run. Averett desperately needs to try to slow the battling Bishops down right now to regain a little bit of this momentum. DeLucia over to James Contreras. Contreras over to Ford. Ford back to DeLucia. DeLucia with the long ball, no good. Bullock is there. Bullock's shot, no good, but there will be a foul on the shot. It's going to go against number 45, Malik Judd. And Averett is going to take a quick timeout. NC Wesleyan 23, Averett 17, 7:17 left in the first half. We will be right back here from the Grand Center. Keep it locked. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to the Eastern Grant Center here at Averett University's North Campus in Danville, Virginia. NC Wesleyan right now a 23-17 advantage. It's biggest of the night. Raymond Bullock hoping to cut into that. First shot does, 23-18. So Bullock has been a big figure on this Cougar team thus far. And see if he can make it 2 for 2. And he does, and that's going to cut the Cougars' deficit to 4. So number 15, McDowell, he's going to get that one over to Fry. Wesleyan, quick pace here. Cameron Martin into the game, and Judd unleashes one as he hit that shot from the Raptors. 26-19 is the score. Battling Bishops now with their biggest lead of the game. DeLucia over to Best. Best back into the game. James Contreras over to Ford. Ford over to DeLucia. DeLucia, nice pump fake. He's going to get a little lob pass over to Ford, over to James Contreras. Contreras goes up, basket good. And that is going to give Contreras 4 points on the evening. And he is getting even closer to that mark. He's now at 1,092, 4 away from Damian Brown. And he has a chance to make it 3 here if he can hit his one shot. And it is. It's 3 points now for Contreras. So TJ McAllister coming into the game for the Cougars. So excuse me, Contreras actually just needing 1 more point now. As that 2-pointer, and right now a double team on Moore trying to force the turnover. But that's going to leave Averett susceptible, but Ian Best, almost some high flying action there, but the pass across the Bullock is going to result in a easy basket. So Averett got caught on the double team there a little bit. Nice quick ball movement by the battling Bishops. So McAllister now with the ball. DeLucia thought about the three, holds off on it. He's going to get that one into Bullock. Bullock, some fancy work. He puts it up 26-22. NC Wesleyan wanted to travel. They will not get it. And I believe it's going to be James Contreras getting whistled with the foul there. Not a whole lot of room for contact here tonight in this game as these referees are keeping a very tight eye on things. Contreras' first personal, team 8th. And that's going to put McDowell on the line here. 1-on-1, 1-and-1, excuse me. So Contreras comes down with the rebound. And he gets it out to McAllister. McAllister over to Contreras. Contreras to DeLucia. DeLucia to Best. Best back to Contreras. No good. McDowell with the rebound. McDowell trying to go coast to coast. He does. And the foul is going to go against the battling Bishops. And that's going to take away the nice play there by McDowell as he went coast to coast on the rebound to put it in, but he is whistled for the charge. Averett trailed by as many as 7 just a few minutes ago. They have answered back with 4 consecutive points to get within 4 at 28-24, 5:43 remaining here in the first period. DeLucia on the inbound, kicks it in to TJ McAllister. Let's see what McAllister can do with it. Averett right now just needs to slow itself down. 2-possession game. Don't force any long shots. Work the ball in. Averett is definitely a team predicated on the inside game. Kedner with the long three. Kedner just proves me wrong with a 3 from the top of the key. And he might have won a new car for that shot. 28-27 as the Cougars pull within 1. So Averett right now in a man-to-man defense. Fry going up against Ford. He puts it up. No good. McDowell coming down with the rebound. And McDowell will draw the foul. Foul is going to be whistled. Excuse me. It will be whistled against number 5, TJ McAllister. And McDowell is on the line to shoot here. We saw McDowell do a pretty good job his last time at the line. He hits his first one, 29-27. If I had to use one word to describe this game thus far, it would be slingshot, as that is what the action has been thus far, and we'll see if that continues here as we wind down the first half and moving into the second period. So McDowell and his second shot bounces in and around and in. 30-27 now. As NC Wesleyan extends its lead out to 3. James Contreras. So Contreras, DeLucia from the left wing, no good. And number 10, Martin coming down with the rebound, the 6'3" player out of Stanford, North Carolina, not too far away from Rocky Mountain there either. Thompson doing a good job of recruiting local kids. And that is Tanklewitz, no good. Forward with the rebound, McAllister, a he pass over to Contreras. Contreras back to Kedner. Kedner puts it up off the front of the rim. Fry thought he had it off his hand. Bullock the third there to put it in. And it's now a 1-point contest, just over 4 remaining in this first period. So number 35, Wilson, he's going to find number 1, Moore. Moore, a nice little inside pass to Fry. Fry's going to kick it out to Martin. Martin Street, no good. Nice rebound there. Nice hustle play by Judd. And it is now a 32-29 game, so Judd has definitely been a big factor for this battling Bishop team so far. McAllister puts up a shot, and he kisses it off to square and good to go. 32-31 is now your score. So Adrian Moore, well guarded by McAllister. Seeing Averett once again in the man-to-man. Moore, and that's going to be a defensive foul whistled against the Cougars. McAllister in particular, that is his second personal. So we were talking about Judd just a second ago. Judd with 5 points so far for the battling Bishops. And we've got a timeout on the floor, and we're going to take it with them here at the East Stewart Grant Center. Keep it locked here on the Averett Sports Network. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the East Stewart Grant Center. While we were on timeout, I looked up some stats here so far for you. Wilson, for the battling Bishops, leading scorer, 12 points. Also leads the team so far, 4 rebounds. McDowell, 4 rebounds, and Moore hits his first shot, first of his free throws to make it 33-31, 3:26 left. Meanwhile, for the Cougars, Bullock leads the way with 8 points, and Burnett and Henry each with a trio of boards. And give Kettner a board right there. He kicks it out to James Contreras, just needing 1 point. And he kicks it into Diaby. Diaby no good, tries to get his own rebound off of Diaby's fingertips. Excuse me, it's actually Contreras needing 3 points to get to that mark. And so that's going to be number 15, McDowell. He's going to kick it over to Moore. Moore, the 6'2" out of Plymouth, North Carolina. Moore is going to kick that one back out. Nice job there by Ford to get a hand in there. James Contreras is there. NC Wesleyan whistled for the foul. So that's going to be Robert Wilson getting called for the foul. That is his first personal 9th team foul. So that's going to send James Contreras to the line here. And offering is good. So that's now 6 for James Contreras. And make it 7 as Contreras will sink both of his free throws. So that gives Contreras 1,095. Just 1 away from 10th place, from tying Damian Brown for 10th place. And that is number 30, Tanklewitz. He's going to get it out to McDowell. McDowell gets it over to Judd. Judd back to Tanklewitz. And there's a shot, but NC Wesleyan will get whistled for the charge. The ball will go to Averett. The ball and the air go to the Cougars. 33-33 is now your score. Tie ball game. 2:33 remaining. So Darren Kettner now on the inbound. He'll get it into James Contreras. Contreras, Kettner very familiar with each other. Both of them seniors. Played together for going on their 4th season together. So Contreras, he's going to put it up. No good. McDowell with the rebound. Quick restart to Moore. Moore going up against Burnett. Burnett jumps a little bit too early. 35-33, but Burnett was right there with Moore. So Contreras, quick restart by the Cougars. Over to Kettner. Kettner has some trouble with it at first. Will get it back though. Henry, he drives in. Basket good. And the foul is going to go against the battling Bishops. So we've got a 35-35 game. And number 12, Timothy Henry, stepping up now. Henry's shot is in. Averett now pulls back in front, 36-35. We'll see if that holds up, or we'll see if NC Wesleyan can answer back. Tinkovich on the shot. No good, and it's going to hit the shot clock. The ball is ruled out of bounds, and that is Averett ball. So Contreras, as I mentioned, just needing 1 point to tie Brown. Of course, if he gets any more than one, he will pass Brown for the 10th highest score in Averett history. Burnett to Kettner. Kettner over to Ford. Ford back to Kettner. And Tinkovich doing a good job of getting a hand in there, but unable to control it. Ball goes out of bounds. And the Cougars will retain possession and the arrow. So James Contreras over to Burnett. Burnett back to Contreras. Contreras looking in. He's got Ford. Ford pulls up from the wing. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And 39-35. There's a tip there on the long pass by the battling Bishops. McDowell posting up. McDowell hits it. And 39-37 is now the score. So Jalen Burnett. And Burnett a little bit too quick there. Wesleyan with the quick start. Moore puts it up, and just like that, Virginia Wesleyan has answered back with 4 consecutive points, tied up at 39-39. And I think Duino has seen enough of the fast-paced tempo right now by Averett. He's going to call for a little bit slower pace. Contreras over to Ford. Ford off the back of the rim, no good. Contreras driving in. Contreras, and that is good. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, James Contreras is now the 10th all-time scorer in Averett University history. Congratulations to him. Adrian Moore. And Moore is going to be called for the charge. And Averett is going to go to the line here. That is Moore's first foul, 10th team foul. And perhaps that's what's so impressive about Adrian Moore. I've been here at Averett. This is my 4th basketball season here. I've seen Adrian Moore come in and play when he was a freshman. And he is a heck of a player. He's very physical, but he knows how to do it in a clean way, in a way that's not going to land him in foul trouble early on. Speaking of foul trouble, quite a bit of them here in the first half, 20 altogether between the two teams. Each team sitting at 10 as we tick down to the final 8 seconds now. Contreras driving in. Contreras, no good. Great job of rebounding there by Judd. Judd trying to get it down the court quickly. Moore with the last second heave, no good. And that is going to do it for the first 20 minutes here at the Grant Center. Averett in front, 41-39. We're going to take a quick 15-minute break. I'm going to go get a drink of water and perhaps some of these fine Averett University concessions. And I will be back here with the start of the second half. And actually, I'll be back here in a few minutes with the FMS halftime show. Keep it locked here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the East Stewart Grant Center as we are moments away from the start of the second half of tonight's game. We're going to take a look here at some of the leading scorers here so far. First off, we're going to take a look at the Battling Bishops. They have been led by Robert Wilson with 12 points. Damon McDowell's has 7. And then Josh Covington has 6. Meanwhile, for the Cougars, James Contreras leading the way. And he's backed up by Darren Kettner and Jamal Ford. So NC Wesleyan will start off with the first 2 points of the half to knot this contest up at 41. So Montre Cash gets some air on that shot. Cash doing his best MJ at UNC impression right there as he got some air under that shot and got it to fall. Moore right now. Moore bounce pass over to Fry. Fry trying to spin and move, but he's got Henry in his face. Henry comes down with the board. Burnett trying to get it back quickly for the Cougars. NC Wesleyan, though, quick back in transition. Cash over to Burnett. Burnett gets over to Contreras. Contreras to Kettner. Kettner back over to Cash. Cash trying to drive it in. Ball's deflected. Possession stays with the Cougars. Contreras with a turnaround jumper. No good. It is going to be number 35, Wilson, coming down with the rebound. So number 23 now, Chris Boswell. He's going to get over to Tankovic. So that's going to be number 24, Clinkscales. Or excuse me, it was number 23. My bad, Boswell. And Montre Cash whistled for the foul. Cougars first of the half. Cash's third personal. So Cash in some foul trouble here early on in the second half. Adrian Moore, nice little pass into Fry. And Fry will finesse it through the hoop. And it's 43-43 now. And Jalen Burnett. And Burnett's going to kick that one out to James Contreras. Contreras out to Burnett. Burnett with the jumper. And it's nothing but net. And the back and forth continues, 45-43, as each team has matched each other pound for pound like two prize fighters here. So far, early on in the second half, that's going to be Fry. Fry gets it in, kisses it off the square, off the glass, and it's 45-45. So Jalen Burnett over to Cash. Cash looking to set up the play here. Cash over to Contreras. Contreras trying to drive in. Nothing going. Double team. He's going to kick it out to Montre Cash. Montre Cash trying to drive. And that's going to be number 23, Broswell, whistled for the foul. So number 14, Josh Covington, back into the game for the Battling Bishops. Meanwhile, Raymond Bullock in for the Cougars. So Cash pass out to the top of the key to Contreras. Contreras over to Burnett. Burnett back to Contreras. Contreras over to Kettner, who's over in the wing. He's going to get over to Bullock. Bullock, off-balance shot, gets it to fall. 47-45. Bullock was flailing when he put that shot up, and great job there to play until the play is over. So Fry, a little hook shot. He does his best Dr. J impression. 47-47 is now the score. The little baby hook. So Cash over to Contreras. Contreras back to Cash. Cash from the parking lot. And Moore with the rebound. So that's going to be number 14, Covington. Covington, quick play out to Teglovich. And Teglovich wide open on the opposite wing. And he will convert his tray, 50-47. 16:43 remaining here. Wesleyan so far has outscored the Cougars 11-6 to start off the second half to gain a 50-47 advantage. Kettner shot a little bit too hard, clanks off the back rim, and we're going to have a foul whistled on the Battling Bishops. Number 22, A.J. Fry, 6'6", sophomore center, 260 pounds, Wilmington, North Carolina. And he is a beast down there on that court. Grown man status And Burnett kicks it down to Cash. Cash back to Kettner. Kettner turnaround jumper, no good. Looks like Kettner might have gotten away with some contact there. Bullock, he is double teamed right now. And there's an elbow in the eye. And I'm not sure if that was Kettner or Bullock. And it's going to be number 1, Adrian Moore getting up. Looked like he might have gotten that one to either the eye or the lip. Either way, I know it was the facial area, and I know it did not feel good. It's one of the worst places to get hit, especially the bridge of your nose. So James Contreras over to Jalen Burnett. Burnett back over to James Contreras. Contreras over to Kettner. Kettner back over to Contreras. Contreras trying to drive in. He's going to find Burnett under the hoop, and Burnett goes over and out with his right hand. Sinks the bucket. 50-49 now. NC Wesleyan. So Adrian Moore into Fry. Fry trying to drive. He's going to kick the ball back out to it was Wilson with the jumper. Sorry, there were some players in the way. Did not have the best view down there. So Burnett over to Cash. Cash inside to Bullock, but a nice strip there by Moore. Moore gets the ball down, finds it over to Tankovic. Tankovic with a long three, and it's 55-49. And Tankovic, 2 big threes so far here, starting off in this second half. And Averett is going to have to start trying to contain him from the wing over there. Contreras driving in. The ball is stripped. That is going to be Moore coming down with it. Moore 1-on-2. Burnett. And I think Burnett, and they're going to say double dribble, I believe it was. And no, they're actually going to call the foul on Jalen Burnett. And there's a timeout on the court. So while they take it, we're going to take it here. NC Wesleyan in front, 55-49. 14:56 remaining here in this contest. Keep it locked here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the East Stewart Grant Center. And possibly a good song right now for the Cougars. Taylor Swift, Shake It Off, as Averett has come out a little stale here in the second half starting off. They have been outscored 16-8 after taking a 41-39 lead into the break. So Averett looking to try to gain back some of its momentum. Adrian Moore puts it up, and it is now 57-49. And NC Wesleyan has come out a different team here in the second half. Trying to complete the trifecta, get off to a 3-0 start here in USA South. So Mariba Diaby in the game now. Vinny Contreras as well. Austin DeLucia. DeLucia over to Contreras. Contreras over to Ford. Ford over to McAllister. Back to Best. Best gets it over to Contreras. Contreras over to DeLucia in the corner. No good. Diaby trying to get the rebound. Tankovic, fast break for the Bishops. And that is number 14, Josh Covington. Smart play right there by Covington. He could have very easily tried to get the dunk there, but it ended up going with the easy layup. And he gives the battling Bishops their largest lead of the game at 59-49. So Contreras over to Diaby. Diaby. And that shot is Ford, and Ford locks down another three. Averett head coach David Duino wants a timeout. Doesn't sound like a bad idea to me. So we are going to take a break here, but when we come back, we'll pick up from the 13:55 mark here at the Eastwood Grand Center. Keep it locked on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to the Grand Center. 13:55 remaining in this one. Averett facing a 59-52 deficit after facing its largest deficit of the night just a second ago at 59-49. Jamal Ford, though, came through with a huge three for the Cougars. So 14, Josh Covington gets over to Moore. Moore, great pass opposite court over to number 35, Wilson. Wilson, another nice pass over to Covington across court. And Moore shot no good. He's there to corral the rebound. And I believe he's going to draw the foul, too. Averett looking like it's getting a little frustrated down there right now. DeLucia getting whistled for the foul. That is his second of the game. And Moore will get his first shot to fall. 60-52 is now your score. Moore going up for the second one here. We'll see what he can do. And Moore's second shot misses. Ford is there. NC Wesleyan continuing what it's been doing all night, just letting Averett get the rebound on those free throws and get back in transition. So Ford is going to get over to Best. Best has DeLucia on the wing. He finds him. So DeLucia back over to Best. Best nice chest pass to DeLucia. DeLucia pump fake. So Jamal Ford post up, and Ford, he's going to get one from up here in the rafters. 60-55. At least a 25-foot jump shot there by Ford, and he has knocked down some big threes so far that has helped Averett hang around. So Covington working the ball inside. No go. Diaby fighting for the rebound. Ford coming down with it on the tip from Diaby. Ford over to Best. Best inside to Diaby. Diaby puts it up, and it's good. And just like that, a three-pointer and a two-point basket have given Averett a 5-0 run and helped it cut its deficit down to 3. But the ever-dangerous Moore with the ball in his hands over to the ever-dangerous Fry. And those two will link up for the bucket. 62-57 is now your score. So that ball is played over to Ford. Ford back over to Best. Best over to DeLucia. DeLucia back into Diaby. Diaby over to Best. Best inside to Diaby. Diaby going up against Fry. Little baby hook, and it falls. 62-59. And so NC Wesleyan, after leading by as many as 10, now hold on to a narrow three-point margin, but there's a big three ball there by Wilson. Does not fall. Wilson corrals the board, but there's going to be a foul called on the Cougars. So it's going to be Malik Judd entering into the game for the Battling Bishops. And there's another timeout here on the court. So while they take that timeout, we are going to take it with them. But when we come back, we will pick up from the 11:51 mark here on the Averett Sports Network. Keep it locked. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Grand Center. And I tell you one thing, when you're up here broadcasting these games by yourself, these timeouts are never quite enough time to really let your voice get a little bit of a break, but I will not complain. Judd over to Tankilovich, Tankilovich over to Covington, and that is going to be number 35, Wilson, over to Moore. Moore back over to Covington. Covington gets it over to Judd. Judd over to Wilson. Wilson with the long ball. No good. Jamal Ford coming down with the rebound. He's going to get it out to Best. Best trying to set something up here. His team only trails by 3. DeLucia with the long ball, and no good. DeLucia will get his own board, though. Gives it over to Ford. Ford thought about it for a second. Wisely decides to kick it out to DeLucia. DeLucia out to Best. Best back to DeLucia. DeLucia over to Bullock. Off the hand of Moore. And the ball goes out of bounds for an Averett inbound. So we take a look at these two teams going into the break. NC Wesleyan absolutely on fire from the floor, 48.1%. Averett 35.7% from the floor. So Averett not one of its better shooting nights here so far, but they are still in this game, only trail by 3. And Ford, no good. And that ball is going to go out on an Averett player. NC Wesleyan ball. 10:52 remaining. And we have got a good one in our hands. Wouldn't expect anything less with these two teams. Last year's games were decided by 8 points combined. So Averett a 76-72 victory here at the Grand Center. So Vince Contreras trying to come down with a big steal. And that will lead to Ford. Ford over to Best. Best takes it up. And Best will get the bucket, 62-61. So Averett right now really pressing. Extremely questionable call right there. And there have been some really questionable calls all night. And it's really gone against both sides. That they haven't favored one team, helped out one team either more than another. But really these officials not letting any contact go unnoticed. As we have had almost 30 fouls in 30 minutes of action here. Good enough for a foul per minute. So Moore gets it over to Judd. Judd over to Covington. Covington looking for some help. Well guarded by Best. He does have Judd out at the top of the key. Judd over to Moore. Moore's got nobody, trying to send Tankilovich into motion. Moore turnaround jumper. No good. Always a tough shot there. Bullock with the rebound. James Contreras driving down, a big block there by Judd. And there's the putback. And Ian Best with the big 3. And now the Cougars will get a takeaway. 64-62. Jalen Burnett into the game for Jamal Ford. So right now, Averett on a 5-0 run to regain the lead. It's first of the half, 64-62, 9:57 left to play. Adrian Moore on the inbound for the Battling Bishops. Moore, the senior guard, 6'2", 195 pounds out of Plymouth, North Carolina. So big guy there. A lot more of a small forward, 2 or 3 guy at that height than a guard. So Fry trying to drive in. Fry, a little turnaround jumper. Good. 64-64, but when you've got the size that John Thompson has on this Battling Bishops team, 6'2", 6'3", you're almost, you might as well be 5'7" at that point. So Jalen Burnett trying to drive in. He's going to post up his shot. Good. 66-64 is now your score in favor of the Cougars. Covington with the ball, well guarded by Best, but Covington getting fancy. Covington trying to drive, and that is going to be a charge. Called against the Battling Bishops as Burnett had the feet settled. And that is Covington's third personal, team third. So Darren Kettner entering the game. Kettner, the three-point guy for the Cougars, along with Austin DeLucia and apparently Jamal Ford as well after tonight's game. So Jalen Burnett over to Contreras. Contreras gets it over to his brother Vince. Ball is over to James. James driving in, puts it up, and good. As he went opposite side, shot it up with his right hand. Averett now leads by 4. Getting down into the final 8 minutes of what has been a superior contest so far. So number 15, McDowell, he's going to get that one over to number 14, Covington. And Covington trying to make something happen here. Gets it out to Teglovitz. Teglovitz back over to Covington. Shot clock running down. 6 seconds on it. Still no opportunity. And Averett once again, James Contreras doing an amazing job of drawing the foul. And that is going to put Covington at 4 for the game. So we're going to see if that's going to spell the end of his night for a little bit. It will. Number 23, Chris Boswell, back into the game. So Jamal Ford into the game for the Cougars. Cougars, little bit of life here, as at one point they trailed by 10. They have gone on a 19-7 run since that point to extend their lead out to 4. Ford with a big ball, no good. And hard to come down with the rebound against McDowell. And that is Judd with some fancy work right there. No good. Put back, no good either. And that is a foul whistled against the Cougars. And you have to give these referees credit here today. They have done a very good job of making sure the calls were even. I haven't necessarily agreed with all their calls. I think they've been a little bit too conservative. Let these two teams play a little bit. They are big teams. Can't take all the physicality out the game, but they have made sure it's even, so we can't give them credit for that. So number 15, Damon McDowell. McDowell driving up. Basket no good. Foul whistle against the Cougars. And I sit up here and talk about the officials. Of course, basketball is a hard game to really referee. You have a whole lot to keep up with. And so Averett is going to take a timeout. We are going to take it with them. Cougars in front, 68-64. 7:52 remaining here at the Grant Center. We'll kick it right back here in just a moment. And once again, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Getting a little tongue-tied here. McDowell at the line. His first shot, a little bit unlucky. Clanks off the back, clanks off the front, no good. Battling Bishops trail by 4 after Averett has recovered from a slow start to the second half. Really caught fire here lately, 68-65. They trailed 57-47. At one point in this game. Since then, they have gone on a 21-7 run to take a 68-65 lead. So Henry over to James Contreras. Contreras, the putback, and it's good. 70-65 is now your score, as Averett now takes its biggest lead of the second half. Got Boswell with the ball. He's got it over to Judd. Judd gets it over to McDowell. McDowell back over to Fry. Fry over to number 30, Teglovich. Number 23, Broswell puts up a three, and he goes Assassin's Creed, gets a default, 70-68, 7 minutes remaining in this one. And ladies and gentlemen, I think this one is going down to the wire. Still a lot of time here, a lot of time for things to transpire and develop. Kettner inside on the pass from James Contreras, and Kettner under the basket, almost behind his back, 72-68. So that's going to be number 23, Broswell now with the ball. Broswell kicks it back out to Judd. Judd over to Teglovich. Teglovich gets it back over to Fry. Fry, the big guy, he's trying to drive in. And Teglovich, and he's going to take a shot from right in front of the volleyball line. No good. Covington, or McDowell, excuse me, with the rebound. Kettner will get it on the second putback. And that is Jalen Burnett. And Teglovich, knowing he was beat, nothing to do there but draw the foul. And that's what he shall do. So Teglovich, just realized I had been pronouncing his name wrong the whole game. I apologize to all of you Battling Bishops fans out there. Teglovich drawing the foul. That is actually his first personal. Burnett hits his first free throw. It's the 5th team foul for the Battling Bishops. Number 4, Ricardo Bullock coming in to the game. For the Battling Bishops, so Burnett to the line for his second shot. He will not get that one to fall, and they're going to say that went off of Kettner. Looked like it deflected off of Bullock, but the referee, the official, was right there on the line, so we will not question that one. So Damon McDowell, and he's going to get that one over to number 23, Broswell. Broswell trying to make something happen. Ford in his face. Great defense there by Ford. Staying with Broswell. So Kettner now marking him as the Cougars switch their zone a little bit. And a big block there from Bullock. And I don't know about that. That ball looked like it deflected off a Wesleyan player. Wesleyan will maintain possession of it. Bullock doing a great job there, though, of getting up and getting the block. And we're going to have a foul on the play. So that is going to be number 30 for Averett, Austin DeLucia. Or excuse me, number 40, Bullock, getting whistled with the foul. I think they said he went over the back there. So 15, Damon McDowell. Looked like a clean block to me. And Damon McDowell's first shot is in. 73-69 is your score. McDowell was leading the team in rebounds at one point in this game with 4. And McDowell's second shot goes through, and NC Wesleyan finds itself down by a possession with 5:57. 73-70 is your score. Jalen Burnett, he's going to get that one over to Darren Kettner. Kettner over to Burnett. Burnett trying to make something happen. Wesleyan in zone right now. Burnett goes up, and he will draw the foul. That's going to be McDowell getting called for the foul. That is his second personal, team 6th. 73-70 is your score. 5:45 remaining, and what has been a tightly contested USA South Conference matchup. Had quite a few lead changes, a couple of ties, and things have been very tight here from the start. So Jalen Burnett now at the line. 73-70, Cougars lead. Second shot goes in, and Averett will now take a 2-possession lead, 74-70. Ian Best into the game for the Cougars. It will be McDowell on the inbound for the Battling Bishops. As I mentioned earlier, NC Wesleyan looking to make it a perfect 3-0 in USA South Conference play. Meanwhile, the Cougars looking to pick up their first conference win and even it up at 1-1. So there's number 4, the big guy, Bullock. Bullock turns around, and Bullock needed a passport on that one as an obvious travel as he was trying to turn around on that. So Averett now with the ball. Ian Best taking it down the court. Sure, we'll see the Cougars play some slow tempo here, trying to maintain possession, trying to work in for the high percentage shots, and Bullock tried to dunk, no good. Kettner and number 23, Broswell, going up for the ball. Broswell getting called with the foul. NC Wesleyan fans not happy with that one. So Darren Kettner at the line now. And that is number 23, Broswell. That is his 4th personal. Team's 7th foul. 74-70, 5:18 remaining in this contest. So Kettner at the line. 1-1. And he will get another shot. 75-70. Averett with the lead. Of course, Averett and NC Wesleyan met in the quarterfinals of the USA South Conference Tournament back a couple years ago. It was NC Wesleyan coming out with a big win. Used a strong second half performance to slide to get past the Cougars. So Moore on the rebound. He's going to get that one over to number 23, Broswell. Broswell's got it going down, going up against Vince Contreras. Vince Contreras doing a good job of keeping his distance. Kettner tries to steal. He does get it. The ball deflects off of Judd's foot, and Averett will get possession. 76-70. And Kettner is a guy that David DeWino and Woodmore and David Gerganis and Michael Brackett are really going to miss next year, as that kid plays until the whistle. His motor does not stop. Primarily known as the Cougars' big three-point shooter, but he can drive the ball in well, and he can also grab some boards too. Kettner coming in at 6'3". So Contreras tries to get the shot off. He is fouled. And that is Adrian Moore getting a whistle for the foul. That is his 2nd personal. Team's 8th. So James Contreras will now go to the line again. He will shoot 1-1. Or excuse me, he'll shoot 2. 77-70 is now your score, as we are now into double bonus. 77-70 and 78-70. And so Contreras, Vince, and Henry coming in to the game for the Cougars. And that is going to be number 23, Broswell. Broswell going up against Contreras again. So Broswell trying to make something happen here. Well defended by the Cougars. Judd trying to drive in. He gets through the lane, gets through the traffic. And that is going to be a foul whistled on Kettner. They are going to count the basket. And so number 45, Judd, will go to the line for a shot. That is Kettner's 2nd personal, team 9th. And here it goes. That shot does not fall. James Contreras with the rebound. Contreras setting it up as he goes. What a point guard is supposed to do. Contreras inside the Henry. No good. Judd. So number 23, Broswell, gets over to Moore. The dangerous Moore goes up. No good. Moore with some acrobatic moves. That is James Contreras coming down. Contreras, nice bounce pass into Ford. Or excuse me, into Henry. Henry's layup, no good. Foul will be called on the play. Malik Judd getting whistled for the foul. That is his 3rd of the game, team's 9th. So Tim Henry at the charity stripe for Averett. Looking to build on the Cougars' 78-72 lead. And he does there with his first shot. 79-72, 4:07 remaining. This would be a big win for the Cougars if they can hold on. They would even up their conference record against a high-quality opponent in the Battling Bishops. So Henry's second shot, no good off the front rim. That's going to be number 35, Wilson, with the rebound. Gets it out to Moore. Moore all the way across to Broswell. Broswell, a big three. NC Wesleyan fans have the field goal sign up as they know that was a three. 79-75 is now your score. So after this, and Contreras with a big three. And that's going to prompt a timeout on the court. Averett with its biggest lead of the half at 82-75. We'll kick it back to you here in just a moment on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to the Grant Center. Final 3 minutes on the way. 82-75, Averett out in front in what has been a topsy-turvy second half. NC Wesleyan did lead by as many as 10 at the beginning. Averett woke up a little bit, though. It's put together a couple of nice runs, and it's earned them a 7-point lead. So number 35, Wilson. Ball's over to Moore. Moore back over to Wilson. Wilson inside to Judd. No good. Moore Kedner battling out. Kedner will win the battle. He will get it out to number 11, Jalen Burnett. 3:10 remaining. Make sure you stick around for the URW postgame show. James Contreras right now with the ball. Trying to drive in. He's got Kedner out on the wing. Little toss back pass to Henry. Henry back over to Contreras. Contreras pulls up with a jumper. No good. And that is going to end up being a shot clock violation on the Cougars as Contreras' shot did not hit the rim. So cannot restart the clock if it does not hit the rim. Of course, we all know that. So Adrian Moore on the inbound there. Battling Bishop's just going to kind of let this one roll. Save some time before the clock starts back up. Boswell is going to get that one inside. Nice passing, but better defense by Ford and Contreras. Ford, nice bounce pass to Burnett. Burnett finishes it off. And 84-75 is now your score. But Wesleyan in typical fashion getting the ball right back down front. But Jalen Burnett sticks his hand in there, and he plays the Grinch that stole Fry's Christmas as he intercepts that pass. Wesleyan is going to take a timeout. We're going to take it with him here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. So Fry right now, and Fry's going to take a three. And look at the big guy. The big guy is saying, I can be a shooter too, as he just posts up and launched that one. We've got another timeout here. We're going to take it with them. 84-78, 1:53 remaining. We'll kick it right back to you. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You better buckle in. We got a minute 53 left in this one. We got a two-possession ball game. Two great teams going against each other. And this second half has really been like a headline boxing match. Two prize fighters battling it out here. Kettner over to Burnett. Burnett trying to milk the clock a little bit. Burnett with the layup, no good. Great job there by the Battling Bishops to grab the rebound. There's the steal by the Cougars. Burnett with the ball now. Burnett gets over to Ford. Ford to Kettner. Kettner, little dump pass over to Contreras. 1:15 remaining. Contreras going up against number 23, Broswell. So Contreras driving. Contreras kisses it off the glass. 86-78, 8-point game. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a timeout on the court. I'm kind of tired of turning the knobs and going to commercial break, so we're just going to stay with you here as we've got 1:05 remaining in what has been a terrific game. Got two teams that are always competitive in the USA South. Of course, Averett has come off a pair of tough losses after starting off the season 5-1. Meanwhile, the Battling Bishops, no surprise here. John Thompson has them at 4-4, 2-0 in the USA South. But Averett is a minute and 5 seconds away from making sure the Battling Bishops will not remain undefeated. And so, once again, we are back. Actually, we never really went anywhere. And so that's going to be number 45, Judd, with the ball. And Fry collecting the mistake, puts it in. Thompson wants another timeout. Can't blame him, though, as Averett has really picked up the pace here starting midway through the second half now, closing it out. They have really picked up the pace. They have erased a 10-point deficit at the beginning of the half. Spent most of the second half trailing, but they have put together a heck of a little run here when it counts the most down the stretch. And they are now 59 2/3 seconds away from evening up the USA South Conference record at 1-1. The Cougars, this is actually their last game of 2017. The Cougars will have a little over a 2-week break before they travel down to Fayetteville for a game against Methodist at 2 p.m. NC Wesleyan with the turnover. Number 23, Chris Broswell. Broswell pulls up the shot. No good, but there is number 35, Wilson, with the putback. And ladies and gentlemen, it's now a 4-point game. Double team going on. Half-court press for the Battling Bishops. And Judd can do nothing but foul right there to try to stop the clock. And ladies and gentlemen, in games like this is why I'm glad I am broadcasting and I am not coaching, because my nerves are too bad. In the words of Danny Glover, I'm getting too old to coach. Of course, he didn't say coach, but still getting too old. So Bullock puts it up, and the shot is good. Raymond Bullock III, 6'4", freshman guard forward out of Whitakers, North Carolina, to Northern Nash High School. And here's Bullock's second attempt off the front rim. It is going to be Wilson with the board. Wilson trying to get the quick restart. Averett back quick in transition, though. So Moore's going to take the long ball, and that is something you don't see every day. The ball got stuck in between the rim like Elmer glue, as Moore lifted up a shot there trying to get his team within a possession, and did not work as it got stuck in the side of the basket over there, side of the frame of the goal. And Moore will have to foul Contreras. And right now, NC Wesleyan does not want Contreras on the line, as Contreras, excellent free throw shooter. So Contreras, congratulations to him. He is now in 10th place on Averett's all-time scoring list. Got it earlier in the half. He hits his first shot. 88-82 is now your score. So it looks like we're going to have Tankowitz, and then we're also going to have Mariba Diaby come into the game. So Contreras came into tonight's game shooting 82% from the free throw line, and he nails both of them. And after his performance from the charity stripe tonight, those numbers will only go up. And so right now, NC Wesleyan, Tanglewich, long three, no good. Wilson comes down with the rebound, and there is the follow-up attempt by Broswell. That goes through 89-85. So Burnett with it, and Moore once again is forced to foul. That is his fourth personal, 11th team foul. And Moore, a great player for the Battling Bishops, has definitely been one of their big men throughout his 4 years. And Burnett steps to the line. Burnett, also a big part of Averett's championship team last year, came in as a sophomore transfer student. And so Burnett will go to the line for his second shot, looking to give his team a 5-point lead. No good. Fry comes down with the rebound. 10 ticks on the clock. Wesleyan's got to hurry, and Diaby had the blocked shot. And they're going to whistle a foul on Diaby. And that might be a big one right there, as that is going to send, I believe it's number 23, Broswell, to the line for a trio of shots. 4-point contest. How big might this be in determining this game? 89-85, 6.7 seconds left on the clock. First free throw attempt by Broswell in. Broswell, the junior guard, 6'1", 190 pounds, out of Durham, North Carolina. Not too far here from Danville, probably about hour and 15 minutes down the road. Second shot is in, and it's now an 89-87 game. So Broswell, and ladies and gentlemen, don't look now, but I hate to say it, but I predicted it. We are going to be in for a nail-biter. So Darren Kettner back into the game for Burnett. Duino perhaps trying to get a little bit more size on the court, also a little bit more formidable threat from beyond the arc. So here's the shot, and all three attempts are in, and it's a 1-point game now. So Ford with the pass to Contreras. Contreras takes it on the sideline. He's down. He is fouled on the play. And I think that is going to spell the into Moore's night. It's foul number 5. And Moore will have to take a seat on the bench after turning in a great game. As we said, very talented player is Moore. But the Battling Bishops will have to do without him for the final 4 seconds of this contest. 89-88. Averett has led by as many as 8 here in the second half, especially midway through the second half. So Averett looking to hold off the Battling Bishop threat. 4.9 seconds. James Contreras back to the line. We saw him hit the 2 free throws earlier. Over an 80% shooter from the line heading into this contest. And once again, that is not the guy the Battling Bishops want to send to the line, and he hits the first of his attempts, 90-88. And if Contreras can get one here, it would be a big feather in Averett's hat. And he does, so now Wesleyan's going to have to get the 3 ball if they want to tie this and possibly force it to an overtime. 91-88, high-scoring game. 3 seconds left, and that is number 23, Broswell. Broswell puts up the ball. Looked like it was good going in, but it clanks off the back of the rim. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Averett has picked up its first USA South Conference win of the season, 91-88 over the Battling Bishops. NC Wesleyan falls to 4-5 on the season, 2-1 in the USA South, while Averett will move to 6-3, 1-1 in the USA South. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to tune out for a minute here, but we're going to get some stats, and when we come back, we will have the URW post-game show here on the Averett Sports Network. Keep it locked. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here for the URW postgame show. Once again, Averett a 91-88 victor over the Battling Bishops. 3-point difference in the end, and we're just going to do a quick rundown of the stats here. First off, we've got we'll take a look at some of the leaders for the Battling Bishops. Wilson finishes with a team-high 18 points. Meanwhile, Fry finishing with 15. McDowell with 10. And then Broswell with 12 to give the Battling Bishops 4 players in double-digit scoring. Meanwhile, we're going to take a look here at the rebounds. Wilson turning in a double-double of 18 points, 10 rebounds, including 6 on the defensive end. Also, McDowell turning in a double-double of 10 points and 7 rebounds, while Judd picked up 7 rebounds as well. So we're going to take a look here at some of the leading scorers from Averett. No surprise here, James Contreras, 24 points. Career night for that young man. He went out, blacked out. We would like to congratulate him, as earlier in the first half, he became the 10th leading scorer in Averett history. And he is well on his way to a higher mark than that. His 10 points, or excuse me, his 24-point performance will give him 1,000. Excuse me, I got to do some math on this one right here. That would actually give him, it looks like about 1,032. So that's going to put him about 64 short of Damian Brown. And so Contreras, 24 points, 5 rebounds, led the Cougars scoring-wise. Meanwhile, Jalen Burnett and Jamal Ford each turned in a 12-point performance. Jamal Ford, I don't know what he ate for breakfast or lunch today or pregame meal, but he ends up shooting 4 of 8 from the three-point range. Big performance there by Ford as he hit a couple of big trays there to help keep Averett alive. Raymond Bullock turns in an 11-point performance, while Jalen Burnett turns in a 12-point performance, and Darren Kettner turns in a defense. They were really doing a good job of crashing the boards, taking away those second looks by Averett, and then they were also getting their own putbacks. But Averett able to adapt to the challenge, got a couple of big threes, got a couple of big plays also on defense, and really propelled them to the victory. So 91-88 is your final score. As I said earlier, NC Wesleyan falls to 4-5 on the year, 2-1 in the USA South. Meanwhile, the Cougars improved to 6-3 and will even their USA South mark at 1-1. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Once again, the Cougars are victorious. Make sure you join us next time on the Averett Sports Network.